All right, how's it going? Whoa, even for a dry day. Nice. I'm sure most of you in this room have a job or are looking for one. But the problem with all jobs, right, they fall into two categories. They're either important or exciting. The problem is a job can't be both at the same time. You know, like a pilot, would you agree? Important job, right? Can't have an exciting day. Can't land the plane backwards. Can't play cool music when you're taking off. That's the best time to play cool music, right? Because if a pilot's having an exciting day, oxygen masks are falling, right? Air crew is yelling instructions. You're trying to make deals with God at 30,000 feet. I thought you lived here. Similarly, a doctor, would you agree? Important job? Yeah? Can't have an exciting day. Because if a doctor's having an exciting day, that means the pilot had an exciting day. It's all connected. There's this one job that other people do that I hate. Customer service. Yeah. Like my friend, she works in customer service and I treat her exactly like customer service treats us. Like she calls and I'll be like, yeah, this phone call is being recorded for training and quality purposes. Then put it on hold for 10 minutes. Right. Then I'll start giving her options. Press 1 for friendship assistance. Press 2 if you want to borrow money. Sorry, all our representatives are busy right now. Please try later. Press 3 if you want to give money. Hi, my name is Anirudh. How can I help you today? Of course, she texts sometimes. And I always ensure that the message chain ends with that standard thing that they say. Press 1 if you were satisfied. Press 2 if you were not. I did this a few times. She got pissed off. She's like, Anirudh, can you stop doing this? He's like, yeah, sure. For 1,000 rupees a month, we can put you on the pro plan where we can connect you directly with a friendship assistant. Sons. I don't know. Yeah. They're always surprised when you call them. Like, you gave your number, dude. What's the problem? You ever go to a hospital with a bleeding hand or something and they're like, listen, we'll fix that, but do you want to purchase the ambulance? It's never been used. I don't know about you guys, but my geography is very weak. So for the last 1 year, I've been learning about countries' names and where they are on the globe based on who is going to war with whom. Most recently, Thailand and Cambodia. That's crazy. Goa is fighting Goa, man. Why? We almost went to war. That was crazy. And I realized most people in India don't know how it works, myself included, because it's been a while since this country fought a war. So I feel like we should follow the Indian cricket team's template. Play a practice war before the real one. You know? And I have a country in mind also, where we can play this practice war. Invade Sri Lanka. We've done it before. The bridge is already built. You're going to celebrate that victory in a while. I don't know about you folks, but elevators, right? Lifts. Everybody has this one part of their body that they will use to stop the lift door from closing. It's either the hand or the leg, right? Also because you can't use any other part of your body. Like the door is closing and you can't just go. Can't do this. This is very difficult, you know. You have to run, turn around, slide backwards. It's math and physics to stop a lift door. It's too much effort. Also, like, you know, just in case the lift door doesn't close, you can explain a missing hand or a leg. Hey, what happened to your ass, man? I was in a hurry. I hate being the last person stepping into a crowded elevator. Because my brain does these weird things if I'm the last person in the elevator. Like one part of my brain is like, find your space. Find your space. Then there's another part of my brain that's like, press the button. Ding, ding, ding. Press the button. Then there's this weird part of my brain that's like, whose deodorant is that? Who's smelling so good? Right? Stepped into an elevator recently and all of this was going on in my head, right? And while I was thinking all of this, I accidentally pressed 2 buttons. Supposed to go to the 9th floor, I hit the 8th floor ka button also. The lift door closed, the lift starts going up, right? And I figured I need to address this because people are staring at me at this point. You ever have that thing, sixth sense, when people are staring at you and you want to turn around, right? Imagine that multiplied by 9 in an enclosed space. Specific parts of my back were sweating depending on who was staring where. It's like, who's looking at my lower back, man? Like, come on. So lift starts going up. I thought I needed to address this, right? Just before the 8th floor turned up, I noticed I had these earphones with a mic on them. So I just turned around and I yelled into the lift, "Everyone, stay calm." The door opened, stepped out, looked left, looked right, and just whispered into the mic, "All good on the 8th floor." And I just very casually stepped back in. Right? Doors closed, 9th floor turns up. Did the same thing, stepped out, looked left, looked right. And in the direction I had to go in, I just yelled, "Found him!" And I just ran off. Right? Imagine explaining that to somebody. "Why are you late?" "Oh, there's an anti-terror operation happening in the building. But don't worry, they caught him on the 9th floor. It's all good." Couple of weeks later, the same thing happened, right? Same building, same elevator, right? But I got in normally. I pressed my one button. But this other person accidentally pressed 2 buttons. And I was like, "Hey, 008, nice to meet you." Normally you don't get to see each other. So I was like waiting to see what she would do. She looked at me, and while looking at me, she pressed the wrong floor ka button again, and it got deselected. I had a dream recently where this woman I had a crush on slept with my best friend, right? And a couple of weeks later, I found out it actually happened. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have a dream, follow it. Don't give up. It will come true. I feel like I'm lazy, but not in the traditional sense, you know. Once I go outside, I don't want to come back inside lazy. Let me explain. It's like, "Hey Anirudh, let's go out drinking." I'm like, "Yeah." "Hey Anirudh, you're too drunk, let's go home." This is home now. And I thought I'll bring this laziness into my home. So I went and bought a beanbag. What a scam that is. All the calories you save sitting down on a beanbag, you expend trying to get up. One time my watch also came on. "Are you running?" "No, I'm just trying to get off the fucking beanbag." And in this sort of weather, after you stand up, the first thing you have to do is separate your clothing from your skin. Which is both disgusting and satisfying at the same time. It's the closest you'll experience to shitting and coming at the same time. Your brain is a hormonal khichdi. You don't know whether to vocalize or what is happening? But that is still not the end of the experience, dude. You stand up, you separate your clothing. Then you've got to lift the beanbag itself and shake it. So it forgets what your gand is like, shaped, felt, and smelled like, and then put it back down. What a fucking scam. I should have known, because when I went to buy the beanbag, the guy came towards me with 2 bags. And he goes, "Thank you for your purchase. This is the beans, this is the bag." "Bencho, tu bhi lazy. Bhar ke de de." Went home with these 2 bags, and I noticed these beans that go inside the bag are already inside a plastic bag. So my lazy self was like, "Can that be a bean bag? Do I really need to fill this other thing?" Big mistake. Gave into that thought. Beans everywhere. You know, when you rent an apartment, your owner is like, "This apartment is 1,500 square feet, 2 BHK, whatever." Dude, cleaning that shit up, I found places in my apartment I did not know existed. I'm like counting. It's like 2 ho gaya, B ho gaya, H ho gaya, K ho gaya, L, M, N, O, never ending. Found place in my apartment I did not know existed. Found out I had a roommate. I did not know I was living with a roommate. What a fucking scam, man. You know, most people have this 3 things they do when they're trying to get out of a beanbag, right? The first type of thing they do is like the sideways roll. Then there's the other one, which is called the reverse push-up, where you turn around and push yourself off the beanbag. Then there's my favorite. It's called momentum. It's this. You keep doing that until you build enough energy to stand up. I was throwing a house party once and this drunk chick lady sat down on my beanbag. And she, very panicking and all that, she asked me, she's like, Anirudh, where's the washroom? And before I could answer, the panic turned into relief. None of these techniques worked. The sideways roll, momentum, nothing. Went back to the store to return the beanbag the next day. The guy's like, yeah, sure, sir, we'll accept your return, but can you separate them? The beans and the bag. Beans everywhere, man. Like, you know, you think you've cleaned everything up, but a couple of weeks later, you'll see these beans in a new corner of your home where they formed a phantom beanbag. Like 1,000 years from now, some archaeologist is going to be like, these fuckers were eating anything that looked like rice. Last year, 121 kids all across this great nation of ours fell into open bore wells. So my question is, can you blame the whole? Can you blame the whole for all 121 kids? Is it not possible that at least one kid looked at a hole in the ground and went, wee? I'm just saying, that's the most childlike thing you can do. See a hole in the ground, go, ye dekh, pee! Right? 121 kids, man. Like, all of you are here, I'm here. Why? Because we all see a hole in the ground. The first reaction is, kick some dirt into it, right? Push another friend. Don't just go, ye dekh, wee! What? And it always happens in like small towns, you know. Never happens in a big city, I've noticed. Kids falling into bore wells. And the newspaper or news headlines are always alluding to that fact. They're like, "Aaj raat ko dekhiye 9 baje, chota sa shahar, gehra sa hadsa." They always call the army in, you know, to rescue these kids. Never the police, never the fire brigade, always the army. Somebody trained to defend this nation's honor, willing to die for their brothers and sisters in arms. They're like, Captain, dig. What kind of briefing is that? Ustad, dushman, I mean, bacha, 200 meter niche hai. How's the Josh? Captain, I don't think he can hear us. Right. There must be some reason all these kids keep falling into these holes, right? My theory is that how as adults we have to relive our childhood, maybe the kids are trying to relive their childhood. They came out of a hole. They're trying to get back in one. Like homework. No. Wee. I wrote that entire joke just to do that. Wee. Is anybody left-handed here? No? No? Oh, the original minority. Yeah. I asked that question yesterday and there was a left-handed person, but they raised their right hand. That's how much of a taboo it is, right? Being a lefty. And it makes sense also, you know, because back in the day, right, you had to fill a mug full of water and then walk off into the distance, right? Sometimes you went with a friend, right? Not just for company, but because your friend can reach places you can't. Hopefully the friend bought their own mug of water also. Very awkward to share, right? Yeah. And I didn't know about the left hand taboo. I found out about it in the weirdest way. I was having cold butter naan, right? You guys know how hard cold butter naan is. Like it's construction material hard, right? You could use it for bathroom tiling. It's already got those brown spots on it, right? Wouldn't be a problem. So, yeah, I was having cold butter naan. My dad saw me using both of my hands and he's like, Anirudh, stop using your left hand. I would have used my left leg also if the table wasn't coming in the way, right? He's like, stop using your left hand. I was like, no. And then he threw a plate full of curd at my face. I was like, okay. And I started using my left hand to wipe it off. And he got pissed off a little bit more. This time he threw a plate full of pickle at my face. I was like, wait, in South India, you start with the pickle, you end with the curd. What are you doing? Still using my left hand to wipe it off. This time he got really angry and he gave me a tight slap. And a single tear rolled down my left eye. At this point, my mom was like, I think he gets the point. But then my dad looked at me, looked at my mom, and he goes, but I don't see a tear in his right eye. The left hand taboo still exists, by the way. It's just that people have stopped voting for the left.